Eye on America has been examining the financial pressures Americans face at different times in their lives when it comes to saving for retirement. Tonight, we focus on folks in their 40s, prime earning years to be sure, but also when expenses start mounting. CBS's Jill Schlesinger offers some guidance on navigating what can often be a challenging chapter.
For 48-year-old Rowan Childs, a recent divorce turned her financial life upside down.
Initially, I was really nervous and had a lot of anxiety about it, but ultimately, now I feel so much more empowered.
Yeah, earlier in some videos, we talked about life events. And the original video, I think we talked about, they said, oh, you spoke with your financial advisor 25 years ago and your plan's not working. Now you're about to retire. Now what do you do? And I made the comment, like, why does it take you 25 years to revisit your financial advisor? That was an issue. And why? And the reason I said that was because there are so many life events that can occur between the time that you do it, like you said, where you're 25, 30, all the way up to you are 65. So in this case, this woman went through a life event, which was a divorce. And many of you know, if you look at the description there, I'm a certified divorce financial analyst. So this is something that is right up my alley. And she said there was a lot of anxiety. And a lot of people who are going through divorces have anxiety because they can't see the other side, right? So just like when I said, planning is very important because it tells us a little bit about the future and we get an idea of what we need to prepare for, whether there's a future bill. Like I said, we need to pay down on a mortgage, maybe pay down on a car, or maybe there's a debt that's coming in, or maybe there's a funeral we need to plan for, whatever it may be. We can see some of those and prepare for them early. We talked about the grasshopper and the ant. Well, the divorce, it kind of puts you on your rocker. You go, well, I wasn't expecting this. This wasn't what I wanted or I thought I was going to have, or I'm having half the resources I thought I was going to have. What do I do? Well, during the process of working with some of my clients is that we see what life looks like on the other side of divorce. We go, okay, what are the resources? What does your house situation look like? What does the child support look like? What does alimony look like or it doesn't look like? What are those elements? What are those, what does that lifestyle look like on the other side? Let's plan for that. And once you are comfortable with the finances, then you have time and space to deal with the emotional, because going through a divorce is already emotional. Your spouse who you thought you were going to be there for, till death do you part, is separating. It can be very frustrating, anxiety, and not knowing if you're going to have enough resources can cause you to react in certain ways. Like, you should be doing this and I need this. And it's frustrating. But we have it all on paper. It's like, okay, this is equitable. This is fair, or this is not fair, or this is 50-50, depending on your state. Some states are 50-50. Hey, you have $200,000 in your name, 100 to her, 100 to you, right? But then also dividing those assets equally, because $100,000 in the IRA is not the same as $100,000 in the savings account, right? That IRA has not been taxed yet. So technically, depending on your tax bracket, you could be $20,000, $30,000, 30%, less than what you have. So technically you only get net 70,000. This person's walking away with 100,000. That's not fair, right? So we need to make sure that's fair as well. 50,000 for the IRA, you get 50,000 in the IRA, and then we both get 50,000 of the savings, however you want to do it. But knowing the type of accounts and how they react after taxes, so we know what the net we're going to have, is very important. Also the home, how much the home is worth. Is it going to be equity? Are they going to get a payout? Are they going to get future payments? All those things are going to play a role. Now, I just said this and paused this because divorce is rarely in our plans. We don't go, I'm going to save for 20 years and I'm going to get a divorce and then I'm going to live my retirement. That's typically not in our retirement plan. But when they come into it, when life changes, our financial plan needs to change as well. That's why I said financial plans are living, breathing documents, and people hire me as a financial advisor is because when life happens, I'm already there. It's not like life happens, let me go find somebody that I can trust that's going to help me with my $1 million, $2 million IRA rollover or whatever it may be. It's like, oh, I'm retiring. Let me reach out to somebody, build rapport within 1 or 2 days and try to figure out if this person I could trust with my retirement, which I've worked 30, 40 years for. It's like, that's not how it should be. It should be, you almost prepare to plan. It's like, hey, Is this person know what he's talking about? Do I trust this individual? Is what he's saying true? You know, those type of things before I start making some of those decisions. So same thing with the financial, So same thing with the divorce. you can lower your anxiety knowing what's on the other side and building that life and being comfortable. But if you're not used to planning and you're used to living life on a whim, excuse me, not a limb, but on a whim or on a limb, that's going to be an issue. That's what's going to cause the anxiety.
Those are all donations? Yes.
Like others in their 40s, Childs, who runs her own literacy nonprofit, was already anxious about juggling personal debt and putting away college tuition for her 2 children. She then joined the roughly half of married women around her age in the U.S. who have dealt with a divorce, a seismic event that can jeopardize retirement planning.
That has completely changed my initial vision. You know, where am I going to be in my 60s or my 70s or 80s?
When you were first married, did you think about retirement at all?
It was too far away, I think. Definitely looking at what my parents were doing, though, was definitely something that I was observing.
People think retirement is too far away. The irony of it, I guess, like the paradox is like, the further away retirement is, the better. The less that you have to save. In my last video, I kind of just talked about, missing the opportunity to save $10 a day, the opportunity to invest $20 a day or $30 a day or whatever it may be that's within your budget over the course of 20, 25 years, 30 years is going to be more impactful than you trying to save $1,000 or $2,000 or take advantage of $1,000 catch-up provision at 55 or whatever it may be. That's going to be more impactful, right? So same thing with her. She's like, well, that's way down the line. I could just invest in my business. And it's like, no, like your business may be here in 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be, but retirement is coming and you're going to have to live that way. And even seeing her parents still wasn't like that wake up call because you always feel like you have time, just like the grasshopper and the ant. I brought this analogy a bunch of times. The grasshopper and the ant. Oh, I got time. I got time. I got time. I got time. You don't have time. You don't have time. It doesn't work that way. You don't have time. And let's put it this way. Use your time. You may have time, but use your time so you don't have to stress so much when you get older.
People who are in their 40s and 50s will do worse than their parents and their grandparents.
Teresa Ghilarducci, a labor economist at the New School for Social Research, says those 2 previous generations could at least bank on government-sponsored retirement programs.
2 generations?
2 generations. Because people had grandparents that were living through an expansion of Social Security and Medicare.
Both of those programs are now facing funding challenges, something Childs considered when she had to make a series of tough financial decisions. The costliest was to buy her ex-husband's share of their home in Wisconsin by borrowing more than $100,000 from her 401k.
I don't have a crystal ball, just a little crystal ball. But yes, that's what it is. I told you. It's like that financial decision to have to pay out that equity is a decision that we don't prepare for. But she's going to have to take out that loan. She's going to have to take out the additional loan to pay out because once again, it's either the 50-50. Now, in this scenario, it seems as if the husband could be making less, the wife could be making more, or they're still making about the same. It doesn't. I don't think it really matters. And this is my own personal opinion. It doesn't matter who's making more or less. What's equitable is what's equitable. So in her case, she may have spent a lot of the marital assets invested in her business, right? So instead of it going to the mortgage and going to the cars, it went to her nonprofit, which is, it seems like that's what she's keeping, that he's not a part owner. And I'm assuming she created that nonprofit during the marriage, so he's entitled to some of those assets as well. So she has to kind of pay out the equity for this home. Now, some people may be saying, well, that's wrong. She shouldn't have to do that. But to my understanding, and the possibility, I'm going to say my understanding, the possibility was that this individual, her husband, was actually paying into the mortgage to help pay it down in the first place. So him being able to get some of the assets or 50% of the assets that he actually put into it will be fair, will be equitable. Like, hey, listen, if we're not going to work out, I didn't give you this money. This was supposed to be for us to live together. Hey, let me get half of mine. I give you the other half because we were married, but half of it should go to me. So we don't know how much that house was worth. And that's another thing too. We don't know how much the house was worth. It could have been a $3 million home for all we know.